Hello Internet, I'm Amsterdam and you are back for some more Pokemon TFG 4th set stuff. We're going to be taking a look at some even more figures that Chris_Techno27 has made for us to see today, and like I said in the last episode, he is actually working on some more commission stuff from you guys. If you guys are interested in getting any of these figures done, from what I understand, you can go to his Pokemon Collector page, which I'm going to leave a link down for you in the description below, and you can go over there and check out his other stuff and ask him if he's willing to do a figure you have in mind. So, with all that out of the way, let's take a look, jump in for the next set of figures we're going to be looking at for his 4th set of the Pokemon TFG. The first one that we have to look at here is awesome. It is a Ditto. Okay, I immediately am like super excited about seeing this Ditto because it's actually inspired on the, it's one of the original Ken Sugimori illustrations where he had Ditto like morphing into a Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and a Charmander, like just like this. It's really cool. And I'm really glad to see it turned into a figure, especially with like the color changing too, because I'm pretty sure in the original it was just all purple. But actually like changing color too, because Ditto, I mean, it really does, he changes color too, so it's kind of cool to actually see all that happening. And I'm trying to imagine it like also spinning as well. It'd be really cool, so I'm kind of excited to see all that happen. And now that I'm thinking about like the actual game, the sticker that would actually go and accompany this Ditto would be really interesting. I mean, think about it. What would you do? Like, would it say like, for your turn, spin the other Pokemon's dial, and that one counts for Ditto, and then spin again, and that's their turn, or something like that, you know, because he's like perpetually transforming? That'd be kind of awesome, you know? I mean, like, that would be a really, really interesting wild card to just play randomly in the game. I kind of want one of those, like, in terms of the actual tactics of playing the game. That would be really interesting. Plus, the figure is really cool. I love that one. Love that one. Very creative. Alright, so for the next one here, it is actually cleverly disguised with some other very much real Pokemon TFGs, and if you can spot it, it is the one in the middle. It is the Grovyle. That is really sweet. I really like this one. Plus, I mean, like, he actually just put it with a bunch of normal TFGs, and at second thought, like, you don't notice that that one's not officially made by Kyoto. Isn't that, like, crazy? It's gotta say something about how well he's making these figures. Really cool. And plus, I really liked Grovyle. Like, for the 3rd generation, I always picked Trico. If you guys couldn't tell, I actually soft resetted for a shiny Trico in Alpha Sapphire, which, oh my gosh, that took forever. But I always really enjoyed Grovyle. I don't know why. Probably just because he's like the closest, like the Velociraptor kind of mean, nasty kind of Pokemon, though he's more like evolving into a giant like forest gecko. So I don't know. I always had this affinity for Grovyle. I always really loved him. So this figure actually looks really nice. I like how he's like interacting with the environment, the rocks and the grass. Like, everything's so crazy detailed with these figures he's making. It is unbelievable. Really enjoy the Grovyle as well. We're off to a really good start, aren't we? Now, from what I understand, this next one here is going to throw you all for a little bit of a loop. It is a Haunter with the Snapchat character. This was a commission that Chris did. I don't know who he did this for or why exactly, but they were, I guess, a big fan of ghosts, so they decided to have the little Snapchat dude and Haunter at the same time. And I'm sure there's some silly stuff written on the sticker itself. Double prank, Ghostface and Haunter team up. But anyway, really silly figure. I really like how the Haunter is like kind of like playfully in the background. It kind of reminds me of the original Kanto episodes. You remember when, what was it? I'm seriously, like when Ash and everyone went to the ghost town with Haunter, Gengar, and Ghastly. I don't know. They were like always playfully evil, and I just enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed it. So another really awesome one. Let's take a look at the very next one that we have here is a Noctowl. And as you guys can see, this is actually the first one we're looking at that is not painted. And from what I understand, he's actually doing this with somebody else at the same time. They're also sculpting another Noctowl. I'm sorry, Chris, I don't really remember fully what this one was about. You should let us know down in the comments below, because I don't really remember this one. I just know this one was different. But either way, I do want to point out, this is actually pretty interesting for all the TFG fans are probably noticing right away. This is actually the first one that already has a TFG. There is a Groundbreakers Noctowl TFG. And though it's very plain, I guess, with its wings out and it's very symmetrical, this one's very different, and I kind of like it for how different it is. The sculpt in the talons already looks really, really nice, and I'm really excited to see this one painted. This one's going to be really, really awesome figure. Next one here might be my favorite figure that he has made. I don't know, and it's probably because it is a shiny Magikarp. Plus, he also has some of that clear plastic finally going in here too. We saw some of it in the last episode, but not too much. This time, it is really, really done well. It looks amazing. I'm trying to get a good view of what that sticker is actually saying underneath the Magikarp. Is like everything is in yellow, but oh well, we can't really read it from what I can see. It says Golden Splash, 0 damage. Oh, that's great. But anyway, I think it's really cool. Like, this would be really awesome if they actually kept making these Pokemon TFG figures and say there was random rare figures, because I know they had like the crystal and pearl variants of figures. Wouldn't it have been so much cooler if you could randomly have a shiny paint version of one of the figures from the set? That would be so amazing, you know? I mean, people would actually be trying to buy like tons of these packs, and they'd be, I feel like the value of the figures just in general would all go up. It would be amazing. So shiny Magikarp is a really, really awesome one that I'm really glad that we got to cover, because he did a shiny Pokemon. It's so awesome. I love it. That is freaking creative. Now, the next figure we get to look at is a Squirtle. Okay, hold up. We just saw Squirtle in the last episode. I know, but this is actually one of the first Squirtles he did. By that I mean, this is one of the first sculptures I think he did in terms of making these TFGs. So this one is actually one of the older ones, so he has a different version of a Squirtle. I don't know if he's actually counting 2 Squirtles in the set, or if one of them was like a remake. Like the last one we saw was a remake of this one. But either way, I figured it was important enough that we should take a look at both Squirtles, because I really enjoy this one's sculpt too. This one is actually like blowing himself up in the air by squirting water down onto the base that he is actually standing on. So it's some really smart sculpting going in here, and I don't know, I really enjoy it. You can kind of see, I think maybe the clay that's being used, or whatever he's actually being sculpted out of, is just of a lower quality than the other stuff that he started doing. I don't know, but either way, I felt it was kind of important that we should include this Squirtle as well, because I really like it. I don't know. I want to see what you guys think. Like, which Squirtle that we saw in the last episode or this one do you prefer? I don't know. You should let Chris know. Either way, we have another one to take a look at here, which, as far as I know, actually is not a TFG, but he sent it to me to include anyway. I'm not sure. I do know that this is a commission piece that he's working on. This is a Weevil that is for, I'm pretty sure it's actually from the, Pokken series? Pokemon Tekken? Did I say it right? Pokken? I don't have the game, but I'm pretty sure that's right. I know, that he looks really different in that, because his head's a little bit smaller, and you can actually see, like, all the fur sculpted into him, so pretty sure that's what he's from. It looks really detailed. I actually don't know how large it is based on that base. If it's big enough to seriously go on a TFG stand, that's kind of crazy, because that's, like, a super, super detailed small figure, though it's probably larger than that. I don't know. This one I know is a pretty recent one. It's a very, very detailed one. Looks really nice as well. Really awesome. Now, what I was saying before about debating whether the Magikarp was my favorite figure that he's made so far, it is in close comparison to the next figure, which is a Articuno. This one is so well done. I love this one. This one, if you put this one on a TFG base and made the sticker for it, I would be totally fooled. I would think that's from Kyoto. I'm not kidding. I would seriously think that's from Kyoto. I think this is the most magnificent frickin' looking Articuno figure I have ever seen. I'm serious. This is amazing. I would buy that. I would totally buy that. And I find it really exciting that he made an Articuno, because I remember a while back actually recommending like a big list of Pokemon that I was kind of hoping would get TFGs if we got a fourth set of the TFG like right now, and we can include all generations, like who would show up. So aside from saying things that I would seriously think would show up in that set, like the missing gym leaders, which would be Blaine and Giovanni, we'd probably get different main characters for the other 2 trainers. Aside from the trainers, there's usually like trios or a theme of legendaries. And the biggest theme that I really wanted to see in the TFG was the Kanto birds. Articuno This one is amazing. I love how it's actually, like, holding a rock. I don't know why it is, but it looks really nice. The way it's actually, like, holding itself up with its own tail on the other rock, it's, wow. Wow. This is, like, so creatively done. I couldn't make something like this, and I have a freaking master's degree in art, and I don't even think I could do something like that. It's amazing. The clear plastic in the ice below the rock is, like, so clear. I don't even think we've seen any that's that clear yet. Really, really well done. Unfortunately, this is the only shot of the Articuno that we have, but, like I said, I absolutely love this one. We have one more figure to look at, and it's actually not one of the TFGs. This is actually one of his repaints that he has just done of a Metagross. He actually found these are very rare, a Metagross TFG figure, and has made it in its own shiny paint version with, like, you know, some dirt and grime even painted into the edges and the corners. Looks really, really cool. I don't think I could ever do that to mine. I would definitely need a second one. I have a couple duplicate of my own TFG figures, and I really want to paint them as well, make them shiny versions, though I looked at this initially and I was like, how can you do that? But it's still really, really cool. Really, really cool. So, anyway, this was another really, really awesome of the TFG 4th set that we got to look at today. This is really exciting to get to go through these. Let me know what you guys think was your favorite of the TFGs that we've seen so far, because I am so torn between the Shiny Magikarp and the Articuno, but that's just me. I want to hear what you guys think down in the comments below. Remember to like the videos and subscribe for more, and I will see you all in the next episode of the Pokemon TFG. See you!